say you can't choose your enemies, they choose you. But what happens when your enemy is the only person standing between you and the truth? That's what I learned when I discovered the detective assigned to my case wasn't there to help me, he was there to destroy me. My name is Mariah, and the night everything changed, I was sitting on my couch, scrolling through my phone, when the crash came from upstairs. My brother Andre had been staying with me while he sorted his life out. He had enemies, bad ones, but I never thought they'd follow him into my home. When I raced up the stairs, my world shattered. Andre was sprawled on the floor, motionless, his blood staining my carpet. I called the police, my hands trembling, and that's when he walked in. Detective Raymond Cole, tall, cold, sharp eyes that could slice through you. At first, I thought he was just another cop doing his job, but the way he looked at me, like I was already guilty, it chilled me to my core. Detective Cole took over immediately. He didn't ask me how I was, didn't comfort me. Instead, his first question was, "Why was your brother living here?" The way he said it made it sound like Andre was trash, like he was just another criminal who got what was coming to him. I defended Andre. He wasn't perfect, but he didn't deserve this. Still, the detective kept circling back to me. Why didn't I hear more? Why didn't I see anything? Why didn't I stop it? It was like I wasn't the victim. I was the suspect. The funeral came and went, but the investigation dragged on. Detective Cole showed up at my door almost every day. He asked the same questions in different ways, watching for me to slip. But something felt wrong. He never mentioned leads, never talked about suspects. Instead, he pressed me about Andre's debts, his friends, and most of all, my own history. It felt less like he was solving a case and more like he was digging into me. One night, after another long interrogation, I snapped. "Why are you treating me like a criminal? I lost my brother." Detective Cole leaned in close, his voice low and venomous. "People lie, Mariah, and I don't trust liars." Then he left. But that night, I found something shoved under my front door. A photo. It was me, standing over Andre's body. Someone had taken it before I even called the police. My blood ran cold. I brought the photo to Detective Cole the next day, hoping, begging he'd help me. But when he saw it, he smirked. "Where'd you get this?" he asked. I told him it had been slipped under my door, but instead of investigating, he pocketed the photo. "Evidence," he said. That's when it hit me. He already had that photo, because he was the one who put it there. I dug into his background. At first, it was nearly impossible. Detective Cole kept his life locked down tight. But then I found it, a news article. Years old, Andre had testified against a dirty cop in a corruption trial. The cop had been kicked off the force. That cop's partner? Raymond Cole. And suddenly it all made sense. This wasn't about justice, this was about revenge. By the time I realized it, it was too late. Detective Cole had already filed his report, and in that report, he painted me as the prime suspect in my brother's death. He claimed I had motive. Andre was costing me money, ruining my life. He claimed I had opportunity. I was the only one home. And now, thanks to that photo, he claimed I had proof. The walls were closing in. By the time I realized he had betrayed me, it was too late. And trust me, if this story has you locked in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I've got more where this came from. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. Every time I stepped outside, I swore I saw him, watching from across the street. Then the threats started. Anonymous calls in the night, a voice whispering, "You're next." I knew it was him, but how could I prove it? I was fighting against a detective, his word against mine. And who would believe me? When I thought all hope was gone, I got a message. A stranger, a woman named Valerie. She told me she used to date Cole and that she had stories, dark ones. She said he was obsessed with control, that he'd stalked her, threatened her, and when she tried to report it, the police buried it. Because Cole was one of their own. Valerie gave me what I needed, his pattern, his weakness. I set the trap carefully. I called Detective Cole, pretending to break. I told him I had evidence that could clear me, but only if he came alone. We met at an abandoned warehouse. My heart pounded as I handed him a fake envelope. He snatched it, ripped it open, and when he saw it was empty, he lost control. "You think you can play me?" he snarled, his voice echoing. What he didn't know was that Valerie had helped me set up hidden cameras. Every word, every threat, every slip, it was all being recorded. Cole lunged at me, fury twisting his face. "You're going down, Mariah. Just like your brother." And that was it, the confession. By the time the other officers arrived, tipped off by Valerie's anonymous leak, the evidence was undeniable. Detective Raymond Cole was arrested, dragged away screaming. It's been 6 months since his conviction. He's behind bars where he belongs. But the damage he left behind still lingers. I lost my brother. I lost my peace. And worst of all, I lost my faith in the system, because the man sworn to protect me wasn't my savior. He was my enemy all along. Sometimes evil doesn't come with a mask or a weapon. Sometimes it comes with a badge. And when it does, and the only person who can save you is yourself.